Have you ever found yourself waiting on God? Waiting for a breakthrough, a promise to be fulfilled, or a prayer to be answered? Waiting can feel like one of the hardest seasons of life, but here's the truth. God's delays are not his denials. The Bible is full of stories of people who had to wait. Abraham waited 25 years for God's promise of a son. Joseph spent years in slavery and prison before stepping into his purpose. The Israelites wandered for 40 years before entering the promised land. Waiting can feel like nothing is happening, but in God's timing, everything is happening. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Waiting isn't passive, it's active trust. It's believing that God is working behind the scenes, preparing something greater than we could imagine. Maybe you feel stuck in the waiting. You've prayed, hoped, and believed, but nothing seems to change. Let me encourage you with this. God is never late. His timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our expectations. 2 Peter 3:9 reminds us, "The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you." What if the waiting season isn't about what you're waiting for, but about what God is doing in you? Waiting refines us, it teaches us patience, deepens our faith, and shifts our focus from the gift to the giver. Trust that God's silence doesn't mean he's absent. He hears every prayer, sees every tear, and knows the desires of your heart. Psalm 37 verse 4 says, "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." But notice the order. First, delight in him. When we seek him first, everything else falls into place. So what can you do in the waiting? Worship, pray, serve, draw closer to God. When you put your trust in him, you'll find peace in the process, knowing that he's already written the end of your story. Remember, the waiting season isn't wasted. God is preparing you for something greater, and when the time is right, he will fulfill his promises. Hold on to his word, stay faithful in the waiting, because the God who promised is faithful to deliver.